to see concept. I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all are doing great. Thank you so much. And to my returning subscribers, you're highly welcome. If you are new here, you are most welcome. Today, just a quick one. I will be sharing with you two major things in today's tutorial, and these are asymmetric neckline. Okay, and the second one is a puffy sleeve slash low sleeve. Two major things in today's tutorial. Although this video is a concluding part of the video I uploaded some time ago, which is a two-piece skirt. Okay, so it's a dress, right? It's a dress, so I will be completing the upper part of it and attach it to the skirts. Okay, and I hope you will love it. Kindly sit back and watch. The major thing we shall be looking into is a asymmetric neckline and a puffy sleeve or long sleeve on a top. Okay, and here with me I have my pattern paper. This pattern paper, I use it in one of my videos where I made a peplum top with a front zipper. Okay, so same measurement, same thing, nothing has changed. Same thing I had on that video here, same thing I have here. So without wasting much of our time, we go into the neckline now. My neck width is 4.5 for this tutorial. 4.5. So this is the midpoint. You know, I've spread it out now, and I will take same 4.5 on this side. So I will place my shoulder measurement as well on this side, because my shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2, that would be 8 inches. Then I added half an inch to it, making 8.5. So from this midpoint to this point is 4.5. From this midpoint to this point is a 4.5. Okay, so from this point to this edge is half of my shoulder line, and from this midpoint to this edge is half of my shoulder line. Okay, so for the neck depth, I'll be making it 4.5 as well. From the starting line, 4.5. From here, from this point, from this midpoint, I will come down by 3.5, because that's how we are going to connect the line. Okay, so I will connect the first one now. From this starting line, I went down by 4.5. This is it. And from this point, you know, when this paper is unfolded, this is the point. Okay, so it's now the midpoint. From this point, I went down by 3.5. That's it. So I will now connect it to this part. Let me write 3.5 here. 4.5. There I will use my curve ruler. You can use your free hand as well. Let me use my free hand here. So this is our asymmetric neckline. I think we are done with this part now. I will set the front pattern now. I will set it aside. So for the back piece, the back piece is just a straight forward. Okay, so it's our normal darts. This is the neck width is a 4.5, and this is my zipper allowance 1.5. This is it, 1.5. And the neck depth from the shoulder line is a 6.5. Yeah. And this is my chest line and my waistline, the back piece. So I will go ahead now, place both on my fabric, cut it out. So this is it. I've placed it on the front panel. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Is going to be, so I'll use this and place it on the lining and cut it out. Also for the lining, I have two pieces of lining. I will use one to cover up the lace. After adding the interfacing, I will use it to cover the face. I'll place it on the lace, so I will use one to cover the lining itself. Okay, the parts. Go ahead now and cut the back panel, which is the simplest part of it. Guys, I don't want to waste much of your time on this tutorial. So like I said, the main purpose for this tutorial is the neckline and the puffy sleeve, but I just have to show you guys because I love you all. Okay, so after cutting all the panels, I went ahead and padded the bustier, as you can see here, and the type of the interfacing I use is woven interfacing. You can see it very well. Okay, so this is the lining. Okay, remember, if you can remember, I cut two pieces of lining. Okay, so I use the first one to cover up the lace, as you can see. So I'll be using this now, the second one, to cover up inside like this. The next thing is to go ahead now and use this lining to turn the neckline, and I'll be taking you guys along with me. Let's go there. And this for the back, I've used the lining to turn the neckline. This for the back. This is very simple, obviously. So I will take the dart next. I will cut out the band because this thread is going to have a band. Before we proceed to the sewing machine, the first thing I will do is to take the lining, the right side of the lining facing the right side of the fabric like this. So right side facing each other. Having done that, I will take my pin to secure it because I wouldn't want it to be shifting around while stitching it together. So in order not to get confused, you can go ahead and mark out half an inch on the edge. So when stitching, I will follow the line up half an inch. So let's go to the sewing machine now. I'll place it like this, but I've decided to change the width of the stitching to 1/4 because I don't want it too wide. The way I'm looking at it, it seems it's going to be too wide for me, and I don't want that to happen. So I'll be stitching it up with 1/4. You can as well stitch it up with half an inch. Okay, so it's optional. So I'll be stitching it up with 1/4 instead of a half an inch. Okay, sorry about that. When you get to this corner, you raise the footer up, then you turn it like this. Go ahead now and notch the edge around. This corner You take it like this. Careful not to notch through the seam line. When you are done notching it, you turn it like this, then top stitch. Okay, very close to the middle, you top stitch, and while doing so, the seam should go to the lining side like this. So top stitch. I'll go and do that right away. I've done top stitching it. This is how it's going to look now. It's looking beautiful now. This is the inside. So I've placed the lining. So having done that, I'll go ahead and I take the shoulder to shoulder, and this is how I used to do mine. I'll take it the fabric to fabric like this. Make sure the seam line is equal. Fabric to fabric first. So lining to lining now. I'll give it 1/4. So same thing on this side as well, right away. So after stitching it, this is how it's going to be. You give it a notch, and then from this midpoint, if you have like a bulge, you trim it off. I've done that already. Then you now turn it in. So this is the outside, and this is how it's going to look inside, looking neat and beautiful. So I'll go ahead and give it a good press. So when I'm done giving it a good press, I will attach the band because I want this dress to have a band. So I will give it a band, which I've done for the back. This is the back. This is the band. I've attached the zipper, and I've attached the back piece to the skirt. If you have not watched the video for the 2-piece skirt, kindly go and watch it. The link is in the description box so that you understand what we are doing here. Then after that, I will attach the front piece to the skirt, and then take both together and then join it side by side. Then now proceed to the sleeve. So guys, I've joined the both sides of the dress together, both front and back. So it's ready now to be attached to the sleeve. This is the front. So I will take the armhole measurement now from the shoulder line. I have 12 here, so plus the allowance inside 1.5, that's 13.5. So 13.5 times 2, that will be 27. Okay, but I'll be cutting out 13.5 for the round armhole because I will be placing my fabric on fold. Okay, and for the long sleeve, there are different ways you can cut this particular puff sleeve. It's either you join it to the long sleeve in the middle, or you cut the amount of fabric you want to add the puff to. Okay, already I've cut out the long sleeve, but I'll be cutting it out now because this fabric for the puff is too thick. So I'll be cutting out the upper part, then I'll be left with the down parts. Just a quick one before we place our measurements. If you're a newbie and you're working with lace fabric that has a edge like this, always place your measurements on the inner edge of the lace. With this, you'll be able to get accurate measurements than placing it on the pointed edge. So take note of that. Right. For this tutorial, I want my sleeve length to be 21 inches plus half an inch for joining, making 21.5 inches. Also, I want the puff sleeve to stop on my elbow. And from my shoulder line to my elbow is 13 inches. That is from here. In that case, I will be deducting 13 inches from 21.5 inches. Then I'll be left with 8.5. So from this line down to the length of the sleeve, I have 8.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then I'll be left with these down parts. I have nothing to do with this upper part anymore. Good. I'll cut the upper part off. Then the down part will be the sleeve for the puff. This is it. Including allowance, I have 17 inches here. And my elbow, my round elbow is, let me take the measurement. My round elbow is 12 inches. 12 divided by 2, that will be 6. So I still have more fabric. So let's proceed now and cut the puff sleeve. For the puff sleeve, I'll be using this material. I think this is brother satin. I'll go ahead and place my fabric into bias form like this. After folding it, I will have a triangular shape. That's it. In form of triangle. I will place the armhole circumference. Half of my armhole I measured was 13.5. So I will look for where I have 13.5 here. Somewhere here. Is it? Yeah. So from this 13.5, I'll go up by 4.5 for my cap height. This is my armhole circumference. So from this line, I went up by 4.5 for my cap height. How do you calculate your cap height? Your bust circumference divided by 12 plus half an inch. Whatever you get will be your cap height. So from this cap height, I will go up by 4.5 because I want to have a fullness on the upper part of the puff. I'll be adding some gathers to it, okay, at the upper part. So I'll be going up by 4 inches. From this cap height, I will look for the midpoint of the cap height. From here, I have a 5.25 here, somewhere here. Then I will curve it. The puff sleeve, because I want the puff to stop on my elbow, so I'll be going down by 15 inches. 13 inches plus 2.5 inches. From the armhole line, I'll take 15.5 range. This is it. I'll cut it out. This will be for the puff. I will use this to cut the second puff out. I'll notch the center. It's going to take. You place it. This is the sleeve. This is the right side. So you give it a notch in the middle. Then you place it like this. Right side of the puffy fabric. Place it center to center. Then you gather. You start placing your gathers. Place it. So this is it. So when you get to this edge, you leave 1.5 inches because that will be for the seam allowance. So you repeat same on this side as well. Now for the upper parts, you take your dress or your top, your blouse, on the shoulder line, you place it center to center, then you pin it, and then form your gathers. You can scatter it if you want, and if you want it only on the upper part of the shoulder, you can as well do. Okay, you take it until you cover the whole armhole. Okay, but remember to start placing the edge on your seam line first, so the remaining excess of the fabric will be for your gathers until you cover the whole armhole. Okay, so I'm going to do that right away. So guys, this is the finished look of the dress. From the upper parts, that's the sleeve, onto the down parts, the skirts. It's a whole lot of dress. Very beautiful. This is the neckline, and I feel like embellishing it with this pearl. Do let me know in the comment section if I should add this to the neckline. Okay, I need your suggestion, please. So this is the puffy sleeve. Very beautiful. Like I said, I didn't add the darks to the skirt, and it's still looking beautiful. This is the down parts. This is the back. Inside. This is the inside of the sleeve. So guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial, and I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like it, share it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below regarding this beautiful dress. And if you have any question regarding it as well, do let me know in the comment section. I'm always there to answer your question anytime, any day. Okay? If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly press the red subscribe button to do so. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification bell in case I upload fresh videos, you get notified. Thank you all. I love you. I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.